los de arriba, los de abajo, los que caen.
Hey, it's Dave from Hitchcock Speaks. Today we're diving into the Platform and Platform 2, two films that hit hard with their brutal commentary on society. We'll unpack the symbolism, the endings, and what these films are really trying to say. And let's jump right in. Netflix The Platform, or as lots of people like to call it, the vertical snowpiercer, offers a horror so gritty and twisted that it makes you grateful for life's simplest comforts. Today, we'll explore Platform 1 and Platform 2 maybe in the next video, I think, diving into their layered themes, dissecting the endings and revealing the haunting societal message at their core. Hint, it's not exactly hopeful, so grab a snack if you dare, and let's head down into the hole. Platform begins with a simple yet chilling premise. We enter the hall, a vertical prison with hundreds of floors. Each month, prisoners are randomly assigned a new level, and food is distributed on a platform that descends from the top to the bottom. The higher you are, the more you get. Easy. And the lower you are, the less you get. Goreng, our protagonist, volunteers to spend 6 months in this hellish prison in exchange for a college diploma. Who the hell does that? An opportunity that sounds good on paper, really, only on paper, right? But he quickly learns how brutal the system truly is. As Goreng wakes up on level 48, we're immediately thrust into a cruel and arbitrary system. The director, Galder Gestula Orucha, uses this randomness to mirror society mobility, or the lack of it at least. Just like in real life, our social and economic status often depends on circumstances beyond our control, and Goreng is thrown into the world with no control over his fate. So the arbitrary system is one of the movie's first critiques of inequality, where one's position in life is determined not by merit, but by chance. This is my inference, guys. You can just write in the comments that you disagree. I understand.
No.
There are some symbols in this movie as well, so let's get started with the first one, which is the platform and the levels. The very structure of the prison, the platform, and the levels serves as a powerful metaphor, I think, for class division. As you know, each floor represents a different social class, from the upper, where those at the top have access to the best resources, to the lowest levels, where people scavenge and fight for scraps. So the levels as a whole are designed to show how society is divided, with the privileged hoarding resources, leaving the lower classes to fend for themselves. Also, the whole houses exactly 666 prisoners in total, with its 333 floors. Weird, right? This number hints that this place is no ordinary prison, since it is a satanic number. It's a vision of hell itself. People say, I'm not sure, they say this is the number of Satan or something. So the 666 prisoners and the 333 levels in the whole are a deliberate choice, I think. So it's a reflection of the morale and societal decay within the whole. The film uses this, to evoke the idea of the lowest point humanity can fall to, where survival is at its most savage and where compassion seems almost impossible to maintain. As Goreng, our protagonist, begins his descent, he finds himself navigating the shifting rules of morality and ethics in a system designed to strip humanity bare. And also, another symbol is the platform with food. The platform laden with food is a symbol of blessings, but as it descends through the levels, it becomes a symbol of greed and neglect. At the top, the food is pristine, abundant, a metaphor for how the rich hoard resources, and by the time it reaches the bottom, it's dirty, untouched, and inadequate, symbolizing how the lower classes are often given the bare minimum. Alright, so let's continue the story. Goreng is immediately paired with Trimagasi, an older prisoner who has been here for some time. Trimagasi explains the rules. Each month, they are randomly assigned a new floor. The food is lavishly prepared on the top levels, but by the time it reaches the lower floors, it's almost nothing left. Trimagasi's cynicism about survival is evident when he tells Goreng, the people at the top are always going to eat first, and those below will starve. So what is the inference? I think Trimagasi's explanation sets the tune for the film's main theme, survival in a cruel, unforgiving system. Here the director shows us how people at the top, those with power, consume disproportionately, leaving the lower floors to fight for scraps. This visual metaphor critiques the capitalist system. I think capitalist, maybe communist, maybe socialist, like a lot of countries. I'm not gonna name them here because probably they will subscribe to this channel later. Okay, where wealth and resources are hoarded by a select few, leaving the majority to fight over what's left. So Trimagasi's advice to eat or be eaten is a grim reflection of how the most vulnerable in society often have no choice but to turn to selfish survival tactics.
A few moments later.
Okay. As the platform begins to descend, Goreng is horrified by the sheer amount of food that is wasted. No, it is not true. Imoguiri tells him to just let's do something else. So this is a true story. I think here the director isn't just showing us a brutal world, he's showing us how the system breaks down human compassion and Goreng's desire to help the others, based on the book I was reading, Don Quixote, I think is novel. But as Trimagasi points out, such acts of kindness are futile in a world where self-interest reigns supreme. The whole is a metaphor for a society where greed and individualism are prioritized over collective well-being, making it impossible for this true solidarity to exist. So the question the director raises here is, what happens when survival depends on hoarding and cruelty? Please answer me in the comment section. Okay, just kidding. Later, we meet Imoguiri, an ex-administrator, or in our case, ex-authority of the government. I want to believe that. Who, like Goreng, wants to believe in the possibility of fairness in this world. She suggests that they could share food, pleading with the prisoners to ration. But her idealism is met with resistance, as the prisoners at the lower levels are unwilling to help others when they themselves are starving. So Imoguiri's character introduces a glimmer of hope, but it's quickly crushed by the harsh reality of the system. She embodies the idealistic belief that people can work together for the common good, but the whole shows how a lack of empathy and a system designed for exploitation renders such ideals meaningless. So the director uses Imoguiri's struggle to demonstrate how systems of inequality and oppression systematically crush efforts at solidarity. It's a powerful commentary, I think, on how difficult it is to create lasting change in an environment that rewards selfishness. In another scene, as the film progresses, we encounter Miharu, a woman who descends through the hole in search of her child. What's chilling about Miharu is her silence. She doesn't speak, but her presence becomes a symbol of the broken system. So Miharu's silence is a key visual device, I think, symbolizing the voicelessness of the oppressed in these kind of communities. I said communists, socialists, or capitalists. I'm not talking about a specific kind of government or country. So, the fact that she's searching for her child, a child who may or may not exist, adds layers of mystery to her story. Her journey, like Goreng's, is one of survival, but unlike him, she's driven by an emotional need, the hope that something pure and untainted can escape the brutality of the whole. Miharu's character shows us that even in a system built on cruelty, soul will still search for love and redemption. It's a haunting reminder that those at the bottom who have nothing often have the most to lose. Interesting. As Goreng's time in the hole drags on, he becomes more and more desperate. His idealism fades, and he realizes, in the end, that his only chance of survival is to play by the rules of the system. But even as he compromises his values, he's confronted by the stark truth. The rules were never meant to allow change, only to perpetuate suffering. Yeah. This transformation is key to the film's central theme, the erosion of morality in the face of systematic oppression. Goreng's shift from hopeful, idealistic to grim, survivor shows us how quickly systems of inequality can break a person down. The director uses this transformation to demonstrate how oppressive environments strip people of their humanity. Goreng's journey, while heartbreaking, reveals the true cost of survival in a world where compassion is seen as weakness. And in a final act of defiance, Goreng and Baharat decide to send an untouched panna cotta back up to the top floor. It's not just a gesture, it's a statement. They refuse to let the system dehumanize them, but their defiance comes with a price. When they reach the lowest floor, Goreng finds a child, the symbol of innocence, and realizes that she is the message, not a fucking panna cotta, man. Okay, so the panna cotta, What is the symbol of that? I think a dish that becomes the symbol of Goreng and Baharat's defiance is another key symbol. It represents a message, an untouched dish sent back up to the top as a statement of resistance. But its meaning is misunderstood. In a scene in the movie, I think at the beginning, you can see that there is a piece of cake or the panna cotta that was sent at the top. There was a hair in it. So what I want to say is that this symbolizes how the powers, maybe the previous group did that, right? It symbolizes how the powers that be often misunderstood or ignore the true message of the oppressed, as seen in the way the administrators misinterpret the panna cotta, right? And also the child. The child is the ultimate symbol of hope and redemption. She represents the future, one that is untainted by the corruption of the system. She's innocent, a blank slate, and her journey aboard is symbolic of how change must come from the next generation. This moment is layered with meaning, not just for Goreng, but for society at large. The child is the hope for a new world, free of the injustices and inequality that plague the current. And also, the last one, child closing her eyes. This is terrifying, I think, if what I'm gonna say is true. The child's act of closing her eyes at the last moments of the movie, as she ascends the platform, carries even more significance, I think. It is a symbol of forgetfulness, humanity's tendency to forget its past mistakes and repeat them, just like previous generations. Societies forget the struggles of the oppressed. The child's closed eyes signal the cycle of human history, where the lessons of the past are ignored, and the same injustices continue. So this is my inference, that in Platform 2, as you can see, sorry, spoilers here. Okay, the same shit happens again. So it's a powerful visual that asks, will we ever learn from our past? Or are we doomed to repeat it? Comment down below. Okay, let's continue. So, Platform, some fascinating facts about it, was designed with a minimalistic set to emphasize the rawness of its world. The lack of CGI allowed for a greater, more tangible atmosphere. Also, Goreng's choice of Don Quixote is more than just a personal item. It is a symbol of his idealism, a tool for his attempt to create change. The book parallels his journey, as Don Quixote fights for ideals in a world that constantly rejects him. The knife also of Trimagasi represents his survivalist mentality, a symbol of the harsh pragmatism that rules the whole. And also, director Galler wanted to challenge audiences to question the systems they live in. The movie isn't about advocating for a particular political ideology, communism, capitalism, socialism, or anything else. It's about showing how systems, no matter their form, can be corrupted by selfishness. The film's message is clear. Change requires collective action, selflessness, and the willingness to look beyond ourselves. Thank you very much, guys, for watching till the end. And if you didn't, I don't give a shit. Also, if you like to subscribe to my channel, do that, thanks. If you don't, it's still no shit given.
You serious?
Okay, thanks, have a great day.